And you're now a meme because of this moment with Ric Flair.
Those memes, you know Colt Cabana?
Of course, yeah, he was on the show last week.
Colt said to me, could you imagine if you just got 50 cents for every time that meme was viewed? Just the 50 cents. I said, wow, you know what? I didn't think you're right.
Dude, half a cent.
Yes, just half a cent. Right. Yeah, that meme. I remember people in high school that I hadn't talked to for years texting me the meme. Like, oh my gosh, this is wild.
Was the plan going into that segment that you were going to have the woo off and do what you did?
Okay, so no. If you were to ask me what the scariest moment of my life is, it's not any kind of near-death experience because I've never had any near-death experiences. There's one time where, I went through turbulence and the plane was like terrified me, but scariest moment of my life is that segment with Ric Flair. And it's because Vince Russo, when I got there, said, and he's from New York, bro, I got this great idea. You're gonna have interaction with Ric Flair. You got a promo, bro, with Ric Flair. And of course, little kid me's jumping for joy.
Yeah.
He goes, but the problem is, he goes, bro, Ric Flair won't let us write anything for him. He goes, when a wrestler goes to the ring for a promo, they always have bullet points. They know, but he won't let us even write bullet points. So you got to go to Ric Flair and ask him, what do you want to do in the promo? I go, okay. So I go to Ric Flair and I go, so we have an in-ring segment today. He goes, yep. I go, Russo told me to come get with you to go over like what happens in the promo. And like it was a movie. So I'm standing in his locker room. That's important to remember. Like it was a movie. I go into his locker room. I say this and I go, Vince Russo wants me to get with you to figure out how the promo is going to go. And he stands up, comes near me. He goes, I don't talk about my wrestling promos. I'll see you out there. And he slaps me on the shoulder. Then he walks out of the room. First of all, why are you walking? Like, this is your locker room. Why are you walking out? But it was like a movie. I'll see you out there, Pat. Then he walked out of the room. And in that moment, I kind of was like, is he joking? But like, I hope he's not, because I had been in Impact Wrestling at that point, Chris, for 6 years. Never have they given me a chance to cut a promo in front of the crowd live on television. I was doing the Macho Man stick. Yeah. So at that point, all my promos were filmed in the back in the locker room, pre-taped. And let's just say they said, okay, in your promo, you're going to say 1, 2, 3. In the Macho Man voice, if I said, okay, 1, 2, 7, they thought it was funny. They didn't even care that I didn't say 1, 2, 3. So I never had to like hit these marks or like hit these bullet points or like make sure I say the right thing. I can say anything in the Macho Man voice and they'd be like, one take, you're good. So now from going to that to now live in front of the crowd, live on TV, with Ric Flair, it was terrifying. Man, it was the scariest moment of my life. Scariest moment. And literally, I didn't know what was going to happen. Like nothing was written, nothing was planned. Remember before I went through the curtain, my hands went numb. That's how like nervous I was. And Simon Diamond came up to me, he goes, what, like you look so, like what's going on? You look so nervous and scared. I go, I am. He goes, what you don't understand, Jay, and maybe this will make you feel better, is you're only in this position because you have this killer Ric Flair impersonation backstage. He loved it so much that he wanted to work with you. That's why this is happening. So don't go out there and do anything you wouldn't do back here. Just do what you're doing back here because that's why you're in the situation you're in. And that made me feel a little bit better. And I was like, yeah, okay. So then
did you know you were going to do a Ric Flair impression before that chat with Simon Diamond?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I knew that I had to go out there and pretend to be Ric Flair. Then he was going to come out, and then who knows what was going to happen after that. That's all I knew. And that was how we had like 4 promos together, and every one of them was the same way. Go out there, start doing a Ric Flair impression, and then we'll see what happens. And it's terrifying. It was so terrifying.
Wow.
but it panned out and I couldn't believe it. But I was so scared because it's like I don't want to say the wrong thing and like I don't want to mess up. And Ric Flair's like the best promo guy in the world. Like, what am I supposed to do? But it luckily worked. It all worked out. That whole woo off, none of that was planned. It all just happened, which is wild.
Wow.
Yeah, none of it was planned.
What's the best meme you've seen for the woo off?
The one where it's like when two dogs are walking and it's just us wooing back and forth at each other. That's the best one I've ever seen.
Man. if you could somehow make that an NFT, you'd be rich.
Oh wow.
Imagine Impact Wrestling would own that.
Right.
But Impact Wrestling should make it an NFT and give you guys a little bit something there.
Right. Wow. Yeah, that NFT. You're right.
I don't even know what an NFT is, but
yeah, but hands down, that's the scariest moment of my life, Chris.
Wow, what a story.